Good morning, afternoon, or evening. How y'all doing today? Welcome back to Mr. Morrow's intensive math class. Today we're going to start a unit on measurements. And we're going to learn all about measurements. We're going to learn about the metric system, the English system, conversions, all that fun stuff. And today we're starting with the customary or English system of measurements of length. Length, we're talking about distance. Okay? So for distance, guys, unfortunately, you have to memorize. There's just no choice here. 12 inches equals 1 foot, and then I gave you the abbreviation of feet. 3 feet equals 1 yard. 36 inches equals 1 yard, because if 3 feet equals a yard, and there's 12 inches in every foot, 36 inches equals 1 yard. And 5,280 feet equals 1 mile. And since there's 3 feet in every yard, 1,760 yards equals 1 mile as well. Now, the hardest part for most people is converting. And when you are converting from one unit of measurement to another, remember the following, please. When you're going from small to large, divide. How do I remember that? I always remember that like this. I know there's 12 inches in 1 foot, right? How did I get that? Divide by 12, and that gives me 1 foot. So small to large, you're going to divide by the fact, by the conversion rate. And when going from large to small, you're going to multiply. For example, how many inches in 1 foot? Well, multiply by 12, and that gives you 12 inches. So when going from small to large, divide. When going from large to small, multiply. It's kind of reverse logic. When I'm going from small to large, you would think you're going to multiply because you're going to a large unit. You reverse it. It's divide. And when I'm going from large to small, I multiply. It's literally that easy. And that's all you have to learn for today as far as what you have to memorize. Now, let's apply it. Okay, when we're doing measurement operations, guys, not only do we just simply add, like one of y'all had said, but you have to actually convert it at the end. So when I have 9 feet 6 inches plus 7 feet 11 inches, you're going to go ahead and line it up. I would if I were you. And this is going to give you 18 inches and 16 feet. However, I can convert 16 inches into feet, can't I? How many inches in 1 foot? 12 inches in a foot. So can't I take 12 inches away from these 18? When I'm taking 12 inches away, am I not adding 1 foot? Hello, do you see that? So this would be 17 feet, 6 inches. That's my answer. Yes, sir. Maybe I should learn how to add. Thank you very much, sir. That would be 17. Thank you so much. That is my bad. I should pay attention. No excuses. Thank you, sir. So does that make sense, guys, except for my little error there that I made? Okay? I had 17 inches. That's larger than 12, so I could take 12 away. So I took 12 inches away, and I added 1 foot. Make sense? Yeah. Is that how you had done it? Okay. Number 2. When we're subtracting, it's very similar, except sometimes we have to borrow to make it work. So I've got 16 yards, 5 feet, 2 inches, minus 12 yards, 7 feet, 6 inches. Okay. Here's where the problem comes, guys. Can I take 6 inches away from 2 inches? So please pay attention to what I'm about to do here. I'm going to borrow 1 foot. But I'm going to borrow that 1 foot. I'm going to convert it to inches over here and add 12 inches. So now I have 14 inches. Does everyone see what I just did there? I took 12 inches away from a foot. I borrowed a foot, and I added those 12 inches to these 2 inches. So now what's 14 inches minus 6 inches? That would be 8 inches. Now, can I take 7 feet from 4 feet? No, right? However, I can borrow 1 yard, correct? How many feet in a yard? 3. So I'm going to add 3 feet to these 4 feet, making it 7 feet. What's 7 feet minus 7 feet? 0. So that just cancels out. 0 feet. And then 15 yards minus 12 yards is 3 yards. So my answer is 3 yards and 8 inches. This is very important, the borrowing and the carrying over. Does everyone understand what we just did here? This is very important, my brothers. Does that make sense, guys? You promise? May I continue? Okay, thank you, my brothers. Let's try another one. I got 8 yards, 3 feet, 4 inches, minus 2 yards, 5 feet, 9 inches. Okay. Can I take 9 inches away from 4 inches? No. But I can borrow 1 foot, making this 2 feet, correct? And if I borrow that foot, I'm going to add 12 inches to the 4 inches here, making that 16. Does everyone see that? Are you sure, my brothers? 16 minus 9 is 7 inches. Can I take 5 feet from 2 feet? But I can borrow 1 yard, can't I? So I add 3 feet to these 2 feet. That's 5 feet. Feet cancel. I've got 0 feet. And then 7 minus 2 yards is 5 yards. So my answer is 5 yards, 7 inches. Does everyone see how I'm borrowing? This would be the time to ask, my brothers. There's no shame in asking. Okay, what aren't you seeing? Thank you for your honesty, sir. Let's go ahead and just erase it. And let's just see again where it is that we're having troubles. Thank you. So I've got minus 2 yards, 5 feet, 9 inches. Okay, sir, can I take 9 inches from 4 inches? Can I take 9 away from 4? So I have to borrow 1 foot. How many inches in a foot? So I'm borrowing that foot and I'm adding 12 inches to these 4 inches, making that 16. Does that make sense? 16 minus 9 is 7 inches, my man. Can I take 5 feet from 2 feet? So I'm going to borrow 1 yard. How many feet in a yard? 3. So I'm adding 3 feet to these 2 feet, giving me 5 feet. 5 feet minus 5 feet is 0 feet. And then I've got 7 minus 2 yards. That's 5 yards. So my answer is 5 yards, 7 inches. Does that make sense, my man? Thank you so much for your honesty. Thank you very much for your honesty. Very much. Okay, next. I've got 8 yards, 2 feet times 4. Okay, so I'm going to multiply both of these by 4. So what's 4 times 8 yards? 24 yards. 32. Wow, what is wrong with me today? I know, I'm not paying attention. And what's 4 times 2? Okay. So now, we can do one of two things. We can turn this all into yards and feet, but reduced, or we could turn it all into feet. So let's do the first one. Let's turn this into yards and feet. How many feet in a yard? So can I take away 6 feet from here and add 2 yards over here? Because there's 3 feet in a yard, right? So I'm taking 6 feet away and I'm adding those 2 yards here. So this would be 34 yards and 2 feet. Does that make sense? Are you sure? Now, what if I told you I want this all in feet? Okay? This is where the conversion comes in. If I want to turn yards into feet, I'm going from large to small, correct? So I'm going to multiply this by 3 feet in every yard, giving me 96 feet plus 8 feet, which gives me 104 feet. So depending on how I wanted you to answer this, if I said turn it into yards and feet, this would be the answer. If I told you turn it all into feet, this would be the answer. Does this make sense, guys? This is very simple, but you got to know what you're doing. Yes, sir. Okay, you can't turn them all into yards because I have 2 feet here. So I guess I could turn it into a decimal, but I'm not going to do that to you. Does that make sense, boys? Yes. Does everyone understand this, boys? Sir? Okay. Got it? What? This is why I'm asking, guys. Don't give me the I don't know look. What don't you see? So I can help you, please. Huh? Guys, if you don't talk to me, I cannot help you. All right, next. Okay, 17 yards, 6 inches divided by 2. Okay, I got to divide each of these bad boys by 2. Or, you know what I would actually do, which would be better, actually? Maybe this will make your lives easier. Let's turn 17 yards, 6 inches all into inches. Okay? I'm going from large to small. So when I go from large to small, I'm going to multiply. How many inches in a yard? So let's multiply by 36. So I've got 2, 4, that's 10, skip a space. 1, 2, that's 5. That's 612 inches plus the 6 inches original gives me 618 inches divided by 2, 309 inches. Now, what if I wanted to turn that into yards and inches? In this case, I'm going from 309 inches to yards. So I'm going from small to large. So I'm going to divide this time by 36. So 36 on the outside, 309 on the inside. How many times can 36 go into 309? Let's try 8. We got 8, 4, that's 288. 288. Let's try 9. We got 4, 5, that's 324. That's too much. So we're going to go in 8 yards. So 8, that's 288. Subtract, we got 1. Make that a 10. Okay, so we've got 8 yards, 8 and 21 over 36 yards. If I wanted this in yards. Guys, are you seeing this? You're going to have this on homework. Now's the time to ask. Please. This is my job and my pleasure. Okay? Here. I got 9 yards, 2 feet, 10 inches, and I want to divide this by 2. Okay. Me, I think the easiest way to do this would be to turn everything into the smallest unit. So 9 yards, I want to turn into inches. So I'm going to multiply 9 times 36 because there's 36 inches in every yard. Large to small multiply. So you got 4, carry the 5. That's 324 inches. Plus 2 feet times 12, 24 inches. Plus 10 inches gives me 348, 358 inches. Divide that by 2, and that's going to be a 1. That's 7. That's 9. So that's 179 inches. Yes, sir. Okay, 24 inches. From 2 feet, how many inches is that? I'm going from large to small. 2 feet times 12 inches in every foot is 24 inches. Does that make sense, my man? Okay, if you do it the other way, if you divide each of these by 2, you would get 4.5 yards, 1 foot, and 5 inches. There it is. Does it make sense? Now, let's see if it does make sense. 4.5 times 36, let's see. We've got 0, 3, that's 180. 4, 2, that's 14. So that's 0, 2, 1, 6, 1, and I got 1, so 162 plus 12 inches plus 5 inches. So 162 and 12 is 174 plus 5, 179 inches. So I don't care how you guys want to do it. If you want to divide each by 2, that works. If you want to convert it all into inches, that works as well. Whatever I ask you for, be prepared for both ways. Does that make sense? You got it? You got them? Thank you for your help. Boys, talk to me. Okay, let's move on. 8 feet equals how many inches? Well, I'm going from large to small, so I divide or multiply? Multiply. 8 times 12 is 96 inches. Done. 240 inches into feet. Am I going from large to small or small to large? So small to large, I divide. So that will be 20 feet. Come again? You need me to do it out? So that's 2. Does that make sense? Questions on this, gentlemen? Okay, 12 miles to feet. I skipped 9. Sorry about that. My bad. Thank you. Okay, 6 feet 8 inches. I want it all in inches. Okay, there's 12 inches in every foot, so 6 times 12 is 72 inches, plus 8 inches equals 80 inches. Very good. This makes sense, boys. Okay, next, 12 miles into feet. I'm going from large to small, so do I multiply or divide? Multiply. So 5,280 feet times 12, 0, 6, 1, 5, 10. Skip a space. 0, 8, 2, 5, 0, 6, 3, 1, 3. 63,360 feet. Son, you can ask me whatever you need. Talk to me, my man. Okay. 48 feet into yards. Am I going from small to large or large to small? Small to large. So do I multiply or divide? Divide. 48 divided by 3 feet in every yard is 16 yards. And last but not least, I want 4 yards, 6 feet, all in feet. So from yards to feet, am I going small to large or large to small? From yards to feet, am I going small to large or large to small? Large to small. So do I multiply or divide? So 3 times 4 is 12 feet, correct? Plus 6 feet equals 18 feet. Does that make sense, gentlemen? Do you promise? Okay. Hope you learned a lot. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.